How do you view President Trump's comments on the national anthem issue?
I struggle with them. And in recognizing everything that he's trying to do is for another agenda. So listen, we could spend another hour on that, but I think never have we had a more divisive person in a position of leadership like we currently do. That's unfortunate, regardless of your belief politically.
If you were in charge yourself of solely making the decision for how to address the anthem issue in the NFL, what would you do?
Well, I think that's a great question. I think this, if you look at the history of what took place, it was a perfect storm now in a negative way. The election of Trump, the Missouri killing, Baton Rouge killing, Kaepernick after the first year, and this all happened within a 7-month time frame, and we as a league and as a union didn't handle it correctly. And look, we're so ingrained as coaches now and players to say, well, we're waiting for a policy. And understanding, this is the first thing though where I think we get this wrong. Man, our players love our military. Our players have family members in our military, all right? It has nothing to do with it. There's more respect from our players towards our military. And most of all of our players proudly stand for the anthem, and here we are the day before we're getting ready to play a game in the NFL, the President of the United States comes out and goes over the line and purposely, comes out with some very disturbing remarks to divide us. And man, I said after that game, and I've said before, I fully support our players' right to peacefully say, I don't agree. I mean, that's what our military worked their butts off for. And so I think we'll have a solution to this. To answer your question in the beginning, I think we needed to be, as a league, a better ear and pay more attention to, and not just give lip service to it. And so that's still, listen, that's still ongoing. That hasn't disappeared. And quite honestly, this president won't make it any easier for that to disappear.
Gun violence, you've spoken out on a couple of occasions now about it, hit close to...
It's not popular here when I speak about it. But
it's not?
Well, I think demographically it is in the city, but it's not in the state of Louisiana. Mm-hmm. This would be a pro-gun state, I would imagine, and yet I don't really care.
It struck close to home when one of your players was gunned down with the, I guess, drunken driving dispute. Your thoughts on the issue?
Well, my thoughts are clear. It's madness. Our amendment rights, and I think our founding fathers, if they sat here right now, would have like a frickin', they would be blown away by what we're allowing relative to what their intention was, and understanding all of the reasons. I'm not against guns, but I am certainly in favor of a lot more restrictions than the current. Here's the problem. In my business, if the quarterback keeps getting sacked, and I continue to send the team out there with the same play, and he keeps getting sacked, and 20 years now the other teams, these other countries, he's not getting sacked as much, it would seem foolish that I continue to keep sending him out there. There are some solutions, and the problem is we're dealing with generations that were raised with these beliefs from our parents. Look, we root for our teams our parents root for. We vote initially how our parents voted. We learn a lot from our parents, good and bad, all of us. We really do. And so when you're trying to move a direction, it becomes, man, that's one of those hot button topics. People get upset. And what is plan B? Like, in other words, when I hear them talking about like arming every teacher, I just hear, and I don't want to use the word, but at times I hear a lot of ignorance. And that's just the truth, the way I look at it. And I want to see 5 years of a stricter policy, because I know for a fact that there's history that's shown that that works in other countries. But the direction is just, this city's a danger. This is the second most dangerous state to live in. Mississippi 1, Louisiana 2. When you factor in crime, when you factor in workplace environment, and so, you know, that it just doesn't seem smart as a society.